So today, Alex Liu of USC's spoken word and slam poetry group, Slam Scene, will be performing in studio. But first, we're going to sit down with him to chat about using poetry to spread a message. Snaps. Thank you so much, Alex, for visiting us here at The Buzz.
Given an art school education and the freedom to become what I want, I will always get to go first, an inherited head start.
I am given yellow, the lighter skin brown,
Given a rule book,
written in a language I cannot understand.
So you recently starred in that viral video with your poetry group, Get Lit Words Ignite. How did you feel to see your work on Huffington Post?
I was absolutely ecstatic, and it was truly a humbling experience for me. I work with Get Lit Words Ignite, my organization that got us linked up with the people there to get us onto Huffington Post, and it was just really great having a lot of good feedback from people receiving the message that we were trying to get at. And I feel that video really sparked a discussion about race issues, income inequality, also touching on like some feminist issues as well.
Mm-hmm. And in your performance at this year's Slamming Down the Stigma, you spoke about your culture, your Vietnamese culture, your relationship with your father, and how this reflects in you today. When did you realize you had a talent for poetry, and does this conflict with your Vietnamese culture? Is this an issue?
Oh, right. I kind of like found this out in high school. I was always into rap, but I can always like write good lyrics and whatnot, but I could never like spit to a beat or whatnot. I was just really off tempo. And so in English class, we had the teacher just showed like some videos from Def Poetry Jam and from HBO. And I just completely fell in love with the art. And since then, I've just been writing, and it's been like 5 years of writing, 3 years of performing and whatnot. And it does conflict with my culture a lot. My parents wanting me to, this traditional stereotype of like Asians really not speaking up about social issues, keep quiet so no one really questions you, or will, don't have any public opinion so you don't offend either side or whatnot. And so, in poetry, I do have a voice. I am trying to amplify that. I'm trying to speak up for my community in that sense.
Mm-hmm. And you actually have a poem called Peter Lang.
Yes.
And you performed that at Brave New Voices this year, and it's gotten thousands of views. Peter Lang, for those of you who don't know, was an NYPD officer that had shot and killed Akai Gurley back in 2014. He was charged but avoided jail time. Mm-hmm. And I just want to know, what inspired you to use your poetry and to use your voice to speak up about minority issues across different cultures?
Right. It was more so because when you are a part of the poetry scene and a part of the poetry community, you really see everyone's stories and the narratives of everyone there. What stories are really lacking are coming from Asian Americans and also Asian American allyship towards other communities of color. And that's a reflection of our culture and community in general. I feel as an Asian poet that I should step up and be one of the first few who really speak on these issues and really, get the gears grinding for future Asian Americans and even other like communities of color to speak up and say that it's all right to stand up for community of color that you don't associate 100% with, right?
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And what do you hope to accomplish throughout your career?
I just like to be an inspiration to others the way my mentors have been to me. I want to really whoever sees my work to really get accustomed to it and like yeah.
Okay.
All right. So.
That's awesome. So I'm extremely excited to say that Alex will be treating the Buzz to a live performance of his spoken word poetry. So. Exactly what I predicted.
The letter my grandpa never gave my dad. Dear son, I remember when you told me, Abba, I want to be just like you when I grow up. I gave a nervous chuckle. So I cupped your hands in mine and I looked you in the eyes. But before I could confess, I saw the pride in those pupils. So I hinged my lips back in place just to bask in your smile a little longer, son. You know I'm not one for small talk. So I hope this poem can expose all the conversations I'd never had the chance to tell you, son. I don't think you understand what it's like to be me. Don't think you can understand the immigration pains embedded in these scars. Don't know if you can comprehend how 16-hour workdays, 7 days a week, can take its toll on a man's heart, yet how sick days meant extinction. You don't know the affliction of waking up, grateful to be alive, but afraid to keep living, yet I have no time for emotion. I've reminded you that crying was unmanly, because our tears would have drowned the family before the fishing boat would. But see, this world is too cruel and too relentless, will not lend its ear to our sacrifices. I come home from work every night, having been called fob more than father, been confused Chinese for chink. But see, we Asians didn't know enough English to speak back, so we let our bodies, sign language, our submission, we kept our mouths shut, our chins down, faked a smile in the face of authority. It's no wonder why white culture teaches black folk that we're the model minority. But son, I did not bring you here to be me. You are too young to be your old man, and I will not allow you to pledge allegiance to the anthem of insults as I was forced to. My footsteps were never meant to be followed. They're meant to pave the roads. Your feet would never touch gravel. So please stop stepping in my shoes. I bought you new Nikes for a reason. I brought you here for a reason. So inherit my longings for a better life. Take my native tongue and speak with firecrackers in your throat and a dynasty in your walk. Keep the solstice in your eyes and grow jade for bones. Be as self-aware as you are stubborn, strict as you are supportive. Be everything I wanted but could not be. Son, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I won't be alive to teach you all these things in person. I'm sorry for making you a man sooner than you should be, but my son, you are a strong boy, and our family is a proud family, and there is a story in your smallpox scar and history in your blood. Men will try to cut you out of society, demand you go back to a broken country I bled to bring you out of. They don't know the sacrifices. It is your job to remind them.
Or should we snap? Thank you so much, Alex, for coming and visiting us here at The Buzz.
Thank you for having me.